Now, just about 7:37. If I say, of course, my phone decides to ring. I never have my phone on, but it's a good thing I had it on this morning. Anyway, it's time for Building a Better Flagstaff, brought to you by Habitat for Humanity. Eric Wolverton joining us in the studio. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning, Jeff. Morning, Monica.
Good morning.
Good to see you, and thank you for being here. And I apologize for the ring on the radio.
That's okay. That's my life right now. Lots of phone calls.
I bet. So what's going on? I know things are so busy. You have so many things happening, but you never get a chance to take a break, do you?
And not recently, no. We are gearing up in a big time way. We just got about 3 weeks until we have our big blitz build. Yeah. So we have to get a lot of stuff together. I mean, eventually that Timber Sky construction site is going to look like a festival site here when we're going to be hosting 150 people every day for 10 days.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And let's talk about some of the nuts and bolts. And let's start with your lunch sponsors, because I know that was a big deal, making sure that you're providing lunch for 150 people. So who do we have?
Yeah, so that's what's so amazing. I mean, think about the simple fact that these sponsors are donating not only the food, but their time and labor to feed 150 people daily. So this is a really, really big deal for us, and to make sure that, we recognize those locally owned businesses. So we have 3 in the Trees food truck. We've got Aspen Deli. We've got Toasted Owl, Bigfoot Barbecue. Trinity Heights is helping us out with multiple meals. So it's really great that we've got the church, we've got the locally owned private businesses. And actually, we are looking for one more lunch sponsor. That's all we need. And then we'll have all these great construction volunteers completely fed throughout that whole time period.
All right, you heard that, friends of the program. One more lunch sponsor.
That's all we need.
Get a hold of it. That's all we need. Okay. And listen, if you haven't signed up to volunteer yet, I mean, we're definitely still taking volunteers. You can go to kaffnewsradio.com/community. And you heard some of the food sponsors. And basically, it's all provided for you showing up and giving your time and effort to this great project. We're going to feed you. When you said Bigfoot Barbecue, I'm like, hey man, what am I doing one of those days?
Just like I'm coming.
I'm coming. I'm there for you.
Well, hopefully Monica's getting excited too, since I know she's signed up to volunteer.
Signed up for construction, baby.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
It's gonna be awesome. And this build, and we talk about this every time you come in. It's scratching the surface, but it's a significant scratch in terms of the program and what it could represent. We need 400 of these, but you got to start somewhere, right?
That's right.
And as you think forward in this, 10, let's build 10 homes, 10 days. Are we hoping now that kind of leads to that mindset? Yeah, we can get this done. We can get it done quickly. All we have to have is the land, and we can make this process happen. How do you think this is going to accelerate, this type of new home building in Flagstaff going forward?
Yeah, what's really exciting is you said it perfectly. You got to start somewhere. So that's where we built our 2 pilot homes over on O'Leary. Those 2 pilot homes now are turning into our 40 homes at Timber Sky. Yeah. Here's the beautiful part. Now we are a true developer. And so we are already in talks with the city of Payson, the city of Winslow, and Page to do pilot homes in their neighborhoods, so that way we can turn those into 40 home neighborhoods. We're also working with our awesome partner developer at Timber Sky, where he's looking at a future Flagstaff community, and he's already carved out another 3 acres to donate to Habitat for an additional 40 homes here in Flagstaff. So the dominoes are falling. So what's great about our starter home program is that not only has it had great momentum over the last few years, now it's just taking off, not just in Flagstaff, but all over Northern Arizona. And that's our goal with this program, is just like you said, we don't want to scratch the surface. We want to make a major dent into this housing problem.
Absolutely. And I want to carry this forward in this sense. And I know you've selected your 10 home buyers. I want to get to that in a moment. But as the project moves forward, any ideas for maybe separating this into 2 different types of project? So we have this that supports your workforce housing and things like that. But as students, We have a ton of students out housing, but those students that are coming out of, that are graduating, we have graduation going on this weekend.
Yep.
And of course, we talk to students all the time, like, all right, when I graduate, I got to move someplace else because I can't afford to live here. If there was a program like this that was specifically for them, okay, how impactful could that be to our community in maintaining some of that quality, fresh graduate workforce right here in town?
Yeah, you said it perfectly, in that we really do lose a lot of investment that we put into these students at NAU. NAU is not a separated campus from Flagstaff. We are a shared community. And so you're absolutely right. When we have thousands of those very intellectual, very energetic human beings that could stay, play, recreate, and most importantly, work in Flagstaff, we want to hold on to them. And the beautiful part about the Starter Home program, and the simple fact that we are also the developer and the 0% interest financiers, is that we're an equal opportunity housing program. So the fact that you brought it up is important because we just need to continuously remind those students that this program is for them. As we announced to those 10 families that won the opportunity to buy one of these homes, the one thing always came up. I never thought that I was qualifying for this program. I thought it was meant for people in a more impoverished situation. And I just remind them, I'm like, look, if you're spending more than 40% of your income on housing, you have a problem.
Yeah.
You might be managing it with 2 or 3 jobs, but you shouldn't have to be managing it. It should just be simply, I've got a good career, I have one income, and that should be able to maintain even a mortgage payment. That's changed dramatically. We have to get back to that.
Absolutely. Monica, and we talk often about, if you're in your 20s or 30s now, it's like, the idea of becoming a homeowner in Flagstaff, a lot of young people, a lot of people in Monica's age group, they don't even think like that anymore. Like, when is that going to happen? And through this starter home program, can you imagine? You're graduating from college, you qualify for one of these homes, and it becomes such a valuable investment for you. Pretty much all the money that you put into it, you're going to get back, guaranteed, when you sell it back to Habitat. What a great way to start your life after college.
Yeah, it's really the only opportunity that I've ever heard of in your 20s and 30s where you're actually earning a savings income. There's nothing else. You can take out student loans, no problem. You can spend that credit card with no problem. You can certainly pay rent with no problem, but those are all debt. So how do we, flip that script? And it is equity savings through home ownership is the solution.
It's fantastic. All right, so you have selected your 10 home buyers. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, well, it was a very, very exciting time for myself and the crew at Habitat. It's probably the most humbling and exciting time for us to be able to go and announce to these families that have worked very hard in their applications that they were selected to be able to buy one of these homes, that they are able to be a longtime homeowner in Flagstaff. This is changing lives dramatically. And so it's also very nerve-wracking because we surprise these folks. And since we're focused on workforce, we made sure to surprise all of them at their jobs, with their employers, with their coworkers. And to see how the employers and these coworkers have gathered together waiting for us to walk up and surprise, this applicant with the news, that's what's so overwhelming. Yeah, we get that immediate, oh my gosh, you picked me? But what's so cool is seeing the tears from all of their cohorts that they work with, their second families, during the day. And so the fact that we have such great employers, we have such great opportunities for people to work in Flagstaff and make ends meet, it's just so encouraging to me. And it really says that not only have we created a housing solution, but we already have great employers here in Flagstaff. And so how do we ensure that they have the staff they need to make sure that they're doing their work day in and day out? So it really is this full circle, and it's just been fun. Like I said, it's a great time for me to feel humble for the hard work that everybody at Habitat does to make this a reality.
Absolutely. Absolutely awesome. That is the Blitz home build. Remember, it is coming up June 3rd through June 12th, and they still could use your help. They're going to be building 10 sustainable, affordable starting homes over at Timber Sky in 10 days. And if you want to volunteer for the Blitz build, registration is still open, kaffnewsradio.com/community. And they're looking for one more food vendor for the event as well. So check it out. Let Eric and his team know how much you appreciate all the hard work you're doing for our community. Thank you so much, Eric. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
My friend. Thank you. We'll be back. This is KAFF News Radio 93.5 and AM 930, News Sports
Community.